Welcome to the Sun Parlour Coffee House Sessions. I'm Jan Hall from Folk Roots Radio. Vancouver-based singer-songwriter Chris Ronald moved to Canada from England in 2002, and he's built himself a great career as a songwriter with an Americana and Canadiana sound that has been described as Canadian folk with British roots. Chris released a lovely fourth album, Fragments, in 2017 on the Canadian folk label Borealis Records. And that was the follow-up to Timeline from 2014, which earned him a Canadian Folk Music Award nomination for English Singer-Songwriter of the Year. Chris Ronald is our special guest in the studio today, and he's coming up right now. Enjoy.
So this is the opening track to my Fragments album, and it's called Everything Goes Green. It's inspired by finding my wedding ring 8 years after losing it down in the basement somewhere. Summer's coming to a close. I'm throwing out the withered rose. It might be the last one of the year. Summer's end is drawing near, and you and I will carry on. Another solstice come and gone. Fortunes ebb and flow with the sea, but it's the same, you and me. Autumn colors, come on. Everything goes green again before too long. Autumn leaves drifting down, spinning rugs of red and brown. Summer games forgotten in the grass, and autumn too will come to pass. And if our promise ever fades, it's just a layer of dust away. Journey through the album of our lives, for our promise to revive. Winter branches, come on. Everything goes green again. Winter deals an icy blow, seasons hidden under snow, favorites ever faithful to return, and winter's grip no longer firm. And if we wander from the path, it's not to squander what we have. I'll watch another summer winding down. I know we'll always come around. Springtime showers, come on. Everything goes green again before too long. Everything goes for too long. I'm going to play a song that is probably going to go on my next album, which I'm starting to think about. It's a song about just feeling grateful for things in life. It's called Please Don't Come For Me Now. I have worked so hard to get this, and there's so much I don't want to miss. Please don't come for me now. And if you're thinking of darkening my door when my future has so much in store, please don't come for me. Please don't come for me. Please don't come for me now. And I am happy under the sun. My crusade has only just begun. Please don't come for me now. May the forces that be hear my words. I am asking for tides to be turned. Please don't come for me. Please don't come for me. Please don't come for me now. What about the times my life was an empty shell? You didn't come for me then. Far behind and things didn't work out so well. You didn't come for me. You didn't come for me. Please don't come for me now. Times my life was an empty shell. You didn't come for me then. When I was far behind and things didn't work out so well. You didn't come for me. You didn't come for me. Please don't come for me now. Please don't come for me now. Well, before I was a huge folk star, I did a lot of busking in Vancouver. Granville Island is the hotbed of buskers and farmers markets, of course, and I feel that that's kind of where I honed my craft, but I also witnessed a lot of public behavior. So this song is called The Busker. It goes out to all those hardworking people out there street performing. he's a master of the cover. 50 ways to leave your lover. La 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 la, and all that jazz. Living, breathing jukebox, the poster boy for Hard Knocks. But a memory full of songs ain't all he has. For he's a wizard with the pen, and he's picked it up again, like in the days when musicians still got paid. But he hasn't made a dime since he put it all online, giving everyone the choice to take or trade. Wages, just the kind support of strangers, and a voice to sing a favorite melody. Though he hides a checkered past, every bottle, every glass knows he's had his lion's share of misery. But he always has a smile for every captivated child. Seems like they're the only ones who understand. He's not in search of pity, and $1 for a ditty's fair exchange to get to see a one-man band. Whoa, whoa, the busker wears his heart upon his sleeve. Some words are tasting bitter, but he's not about to leave. And he's trying not to show the disappointment on his face. About the days, gold and silver line the bottom of his case. So there's no need to begrudge him, or worst of all prejudge him, 'cause he's just another guy with bills to pay. And if you can spare a loony, better still a toonie, compensate him for his music, s'il vous plaît. Yes, if you hear a great street singer and you feel the urge to linger, toss a coin, make a wish, then move along. For your money will go far if you wish upon a star that you never live a day without a song. Whoa, whoa, the busker wears his heart upon his sleeve. Some words are tasting bitter, but he's not about to leave. And he's trying not to show the disappointment on his face. Think about the days, gold and silver line the bottom of his case.
That's singer-songwriter Chris Ronald live in the Quantum Sound production studio in Kingsville for the Sun Parlour Coffee House sessions. Chris is our special guest today. I actually know him quite well because we've had an interview before and we've listened to some wonderful music. It's great to have you join us today.
Thanks for having me. I've never been to this part of the world before, so...
Well, there you are, because Chris moved from England to Vancouver, in, I think, 2002.
Yeah, that's right.
Tell us a little bit about how you got started in music, though, because one of the songs you played today was Busker, which kind of gave the hint that, in your early days, you had busked in a lot of places. So tell us about how things got started.
Well, I mean, I wrote my first song when I was 15, so it started in England, but it was when I moved to Canada in 2002. It's like something clicked and I just kind of got back into writing and recording. My first 2 albums were self-produced in my condo bedroom in Vancouver. And yes, I've done a fair bit of busking years ago. There's Granville Island in Vancouver, which is a bit of a busking hotbed, and but also lots of farmers markets have sprung up in recent years, and they need performers too. So my song "The Busker" is basically a reflection on those busking experiences, and in particular how the public, the spectrum of behavior from the public around buskers.
Because it must be so hard when you're playing and, you'll get people who are completely engaged, and maybe they're the people that'll throw you a few dollars into your case or whatever. And then there's other people who would look at you as saying, why is he doing that?
Exactly. And I would sometimes look at myself and ask the very same question. But it's also, the song is also a comment on the music industry. And, it's like, I guess, throwing a loony or a toonie that I refer to in the third verse into the case is kind of a metaphor for pay for the music. If you really like the music, then pay for it, because the current streams of revenue that are becoming more and more popular aren't helping a lot of artists at all. So, so it's kind of a protest song as well, I suppose. So good.
Now, you've been doing pretty well, though, in the last 10 years. Timeline, the album from 2014, that earned you a nomination for a Canadian Folk Music Award. Fragments in 2017. Great album, one of my favorite albums of that year.
Thank you.
It sounds like, things are going pretty well for you.
I decided to push the boat out a little bit with Timeline. I'd mentioned I'd recorded 2 albums myself prior to that. I decided to push the boat out a bit, spend some money, hire an ace producer in John Ellis back in Vancouver, and get some really good musicians playing on it. And I think that helped catch the attention of the CFMAs. And on the back of that nomination caught the attention of Borealis Records in Toronto. And so then I was able to do my latest work, Fragments, as you mentioned, on that label. And that's helped. It's helped my career, both the nomination, of course, and then signing to Borealis. It's kind of a stamp of approval almost, that otherwise as an independent artist I might not get. And also I think, if a radio DJ such as yourself was to get an envelope with Borealis written on it, then it's going to be of a certain quality.
Well, that's absolutely true, because I think the key for me with a label like Borealis is that the music they put out is top notch. I mean, they pick people that they want to support and help promote, based on the quality of what they produce. And obviously the packaging on Borealis Records is always superb.
Right, yeah.
It's interesting because, now moving into this age where streaming has become so popular. And, I have to be honest, I'm kind of amazed how, as much as I hear musicians grumbling about the money that comes back from it, everybody's pretty much decided that it is a game they have to play.
It's an avenue that you have to be present in, but it's certainly not my main source of revenue. I still rely a fair bit on CD sales, although that's getting tougher. So, yeah. And, another thing that's kind of helped is the expansion of the house concert idea. And people opening up their homes, inviting their friends to come listen to a great concert right in their home. And I've done a lot of that. And it's one of my favorite things to do. You get that intimate experience.
Now, you're on tour in Ontario solo. Obviously, that's the nature of the business, the way it is, that if you travel a distance, you're going to be playing solo typically. But I think when you're close to home, you often play as a trio, don't you?
I can kind of glob on people as the gig requires. Yeah. Although I did do 2 tours in Europe last year with trios. So not wanting to get too much into the business side of things, but as my career has developed, it's given me access to funding from the likes of Factor and Canada Council. Without that, those tours last year wouldn't have been possible, because all of the costs would have been on my shoulders. So at least now that I have access to those funds at this stage in my career, I can be more adventurous and do those, build my audience internationally. So I went back to Blighty and did a tour in April, and then kind of Holland and Germany in November.
How does it feel going back, based on the fact that you built your career in Canada, but you're known as an English singer-songwriter?
It's a lot of fun, actually, because what I also did was brought these great Canadian musicians along. And you kind of alluded to my style as Canadiana, and it's kind of unusual, really. And
it is, but I say it all the time now, because people keep saying Americana to me, and a lot of the time we're struggling to say, well, exactly what is an Americana? But we have people who clearly write songs about Canada. I think one of the final songs you're going to play for us would definitely be Canadiana.
I don't think we should shy away from communicating that Canadian element.
You played a song that hasn't been recorded yet for us today. You alluded to the fact that you're going to be going back into the studio sometime.
Yeah.
Can you tell us anything about what your plans might be?
Yeah, well, so that song is, it's called Please Don't Come For Me Now, and it's an older song of mine that is actually on my second self-produced album, but I listen to those albums now and I think, this is more of a demo, really. Now that I've got Timeline and Fragments, just superbly produced by John Ellis, I'm going to go back and pull my favorite songs from those first two albums and do a bit of a retrospective, give them a whole new treatment, because they were very much stripped down, just acoustic numbers.
And good songs still. I mean, are these songs you would still play live?
Yeah. And just give them a whole new treatment. I'll be 50 in a couple of years, so I'm hoping to get it out before or by the time I turn 50.
It's been great to chat to you today. If people want to learn more about the music of Chris Ronald, how can they do that?
I am online, chrisronald.com, and on Facebook and Twitter. And if I have any shows coming up, I'll always keep those up to date. So that's the best place to go.
Well, having seen you play live, and you've played some great songs for us today, definitely check out Chris Ronald when you get a chance. So I think you have one more song to play for us today, don't you?
Yes, Okanagan Sunset is a melding of BC and Ontario.
Chris Ronald in the Quantum Sound production studio for the Sun Parlour Coffee House Sessions. And thanks again for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Well, so I thought I would play this song written by Ontario's own Bruce Madall from Brampton, who I met a few years ago at a folk conference, and he played me this song. I think it's fitting because it kind of melds BC, which is where I live, with Ontario, because he wrote it for his mother-in-law who passed away. She used to live in Vernon, BC. So this is called Okanagan Sunset. There are cattle on the hills, drifting slowly home to sleep, and they know the pathway home, though the snow is fresh and deep, and the light is fading fast to a palette of sweet dreams, where a midnight moon awaits for to wrap your soul in peace. I will meet you there if you bide a while. that sunset never fades, while I'm dreaming of your smile. Golden willows bow their heads, deep in silence by the lake, and the whole world wants to rest, and my heart just wants to break. And this road goes on and on, while there's light enough to see, and it's a dark and lonely path, and God knows where it's leading me. I will meet you there if you bide a while, for that sunset never fades, while I'm dreaming of your smile. Find my way for a few more miles, until I lay me down to rest, once more dreaming of your smile, until I lay me down to rest, once more dreaming of your smile.